I'm going to teach you guys how to get inside, those that are new. So go ahead and follow me. You're facing your back to the mirror just like I am. Grab the front end, wave it left and right so nothing's doubled over. Once you've waved it out, you should be a long trail. You're going to face forward, hook them. Take about half the fabric in your hands, about 5 grips. And then walk back under those metal pieces. Come up to tippy toes, start to slide it under your glutes, and then come all the way inside. Awesome. And we're starting and ending today with Shavasana. So you'll take the fabric behind you, past your head, and then in front of you, step your feet in and extend the legs out. So a nice resting pose.
Do what? How do you do that?
Just get the fabric behind you, lift it past your head, and lay back. Good. I know, isn't this fun already? Like already, it's like, oh, okay, I like this. So welcome to aerial yoga. Take a couple of really good deep breaths, just centering yourself, coming present into your body. So the body relax, the muscles relax, the mind relax. I personally love to start off all my classes with a little intention. So the intention I was thinking of for today is there's kind of 2 images that are kind of meshing together for this theme. So one image has to do with temperature and one has to do with weather. So for the temperature, imagine our mental quality sometimes is like boiling water. It's happening so fast. The to-do list is crazy. Our energy is so sporadic. Sometimes we feel that way. We're contrasting that by today getting into more of a meditative state, trying to get us the temperature closer and closer and closer to absolute zero. It's impossible to actually touch absolute zero, but we're imagining that our mental quality is slowing down like that. So that's where the weather analogy can be helpful. It's like transitioning from stormy mind to just one cloud at a time, slowly traveling across the sky. That's what we're trying to get to today. It's more and more space between the clouds. And so with that meditative quality, with that slow breathing, stretching, just finding presence, with these ideas to help lead us on, we're going to start off with some nice initial stretches. So front row, back row, just be a little careful with each other, but we're going to start by stretching the arms all the way to the back wall, and then start to take banana shapes. So the shoulders wiggle to the right, and shoulders to the left. The chance to get into the side ribs. If you need to bend your elbows to not bump others, that's fine. But just taking a huge side stretch to each direction. Good. And one more time, left and right. Beautiful. Right back through the center. Take your right knee into the chest. Hands hug around that right knee. Pull it in nice and tight. I like to do some ankle rolls here. Sometimes I can get some of those crackles and pops out. Beautiful. And then moving into the hamstring, right leg stretches up to sky. Grab on where you can reach. It might be around calf. It might be around foot. Just grab on. Help to extend that leg upward. Saying hello to back of leg. Maybe this is your trouble area. This is the area that's like storms every time you get to a stretch with it. So see if instead of that stormy state, you can kind of slow down the breath. Just recognize the stretching is what's going to help it. One more good inhale. Exhale. This next one is a hip opener. So if you're confused at all, just peek at somebody on the front row. We're taking this right foot swiveling it over to the back left into the fabric. Hook your ankle, slide your shin in. By sliding the shin in, we're helping to open up that right hip. So again, if you need to peek at somebody if you're confused, just take a quick peek. Long, slow breath to help that hip open. One more deep inhale. Exhale. Good. Unhook the ankle, extend leg up to sky. Good stretch. And drop it all the way down. Left knee comes in. Start to give that one a hug. All right. Couple of good ankle rolls. I like to make sure my ankle rolls go both clockwise and counterclockwise eventually. When that feels good, extending leg up to sky, moving into hamstring. This side time like we did the other. If it's stormy, just slow down the breath, and that helps the body to not panic so much. Good. One more inhale. Exhale, swivel this left heel over to the back right. Tuck the ankle area, the heel, slide the shin in. Breath into belly. One more tremendous breath in. And out. Good. So as we unhook this leg, drop it down. We're gonna head into a back bend. So our hands grab the back end. We're sitting up just enough that the fabric starts to fall past the armpits. And then start to let the head tilt backwards. If you want to go deeper, the fabric can continue to slide to the waist. You can slide hands down or release hands. Conversely, to make it easier, keep the fabric closer to armpits. Make sure the neck is loose. Maybe shake it left and right. We're good. Inhale. Exhale. The hands slide up if they're not there already. Slowly roll the head back up to stack. Maybe the legs inside. Reach the arms through. Nice hamstring stretch and a come stretch to the back. Another chance for the neck. Just kind of slowly roll it to the right shoulder. And to the left shoulder. Right arm is going to take kind of like a rainbow arch. The right arm circles up the sky and then takes that twist, the back wall. Good. And then return the right arm all the way forward. Take a breath there in the middle. Huge inhale. Exhale. Left arm up, circle back, and stay. Inhale. Exhale, return the arm. And a bonus breath right here in the middle. Good. So now as we stack our spine back up, let the knees start to bend. As the heels slide in close to the glutes, the knees are bent outward as much as they can get with the fabric. So from here, slide the elbows past the front of the fabric. With the elbows past the front, let the head start to drop heavy. Maybe the hands clasp and weigh the head down even more. This one's a really good back stretch. It also gets into the hips just a little bit. Another inhale. Exhale. Releasing the hands, free out the shoulders, and kick the feet all the way free out the front now. Fabric is to the knees. We're gonna invert. So a big reason a lot of people come to aerial is to get to hang upside down because it feels so good on the back. So to get into this one, we're sliding the thumbs in behind us, gathering that fabric, and we're pushing the fabric to about where our pat line is. So it's not sitting bones, but it's just kind of the back side of the hips. So once you've got that pushed down, start to lay halfway back like a tabletop. Hands can grab back on. Good. Wide legs. And as we tilt upside down, wrap the legs and the feet all the way around each line. As soon as you got the ankles wrapped, you're safe to let go and hang upside down.
Sure.
You don't have to if you're nervous about it, but it is safe because the feet have you. So if your fabric kind of got tucked into the wrong spot, you can always come up and readjust. Also, if you're a beginner to inverting, don't feel like you have to be upside down as long as anybody else. You're welcome to just pop back up anytime your head needs a little break. So you're almost there, just right halfway back. Then my hands grab on. Try to keep it pushed there as you reach up. Okay, wide legs. So yeah, they have to tilt wider. Good, and then the legs wrap around the leg. As soon as your ankles are set, then your other side can start letting go. You got it. Good job. And if you don't feel safe, that's okay. That's okay.
I'll get used to it.
That's exactly what it is. It takes some time.
That's fun.
And that's one of the things I like to say. If this is one of your first times with aerial, it is like a game in trust. It's like, oh, something outside of me has to take my body weight. So no pressure. It takes time to build up trust.
Is it normal for it to feel really tight around the waist and hips?
So that is one of the massages that aerial will give you. If it gets intense, you can come out, you can readjust where it falls, or you can just, be done with it. That's always fine. It's like if you ever have a roller and you start to roll out your muscles, it can be tight at first. So that's exactly what you're getting, a deep tissue massage right now. So really just listen to your body. Your body will start to tell you if it's been too long upside down. Don't feel like you have to push it. There will be several other inversions that we get to play with later. But as long as it still feels good, go for it. You can stay a little bit longer. When you do come up, I like to take floating child. So elbows hook, and then you lean forward. Love our inversion addicts. We're addicted to it already. It feels so good. If you're up before others, just start to roll your neck out. Another chance to get into some of that tightness. If you're still upside down, perhaps take your last couple of breaths, 2 or 3 good breaths until you're ready to rise up. We're heading up, we're gonna take a nice twist. So bunch up the fabric to the front door where we came in. Your right arm is gonna stretch to that back wall. Or you have the choice to take that right hand on the fabric behind the back of the head. So the twist, try not to twist from a hunch side, so think of straightening up first and then spiraling around that really tall line. One more breath for the side, inhale, tall, exhale, twist. Good. Start to release and twist to the second side. So first bunch up the fabric. And then this time it's left arm that travels, stretching that back wall, or it can circle around the fabric on the back of the head. Nice inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, twist. Beautiful. And then from here, you're going to keep the fabric bunched up to the direction that faces you to center of room so you can see me. So bunch up fabric, this half of the room just stays, the other half point to me. So bunch up the fabric to this side. Good. Lock your arms straight. The hip that just got it lifted, that's the leg that's gonna swing up and over. Good work. So whenever you're there, you're gonna take each heel into the fabric and extend the legs nice and long. Yeah, don't worry if it's not as graceful as others. The first time usually is a little bit more awkward for that one. Good. We're trying to stay nice and tall with our spine, as tall as possible, and then the arms help to push the legs wide. Feel that inner thigh stretch for a couple of breaths. Slight core activation. Stay sitting tall. Slight shoulder activation to keep the legs being pressed open. Beautiful. Start to reach the right hand to the right foot. Left hand reaches up to the sky and then over to the right. Notice where you feel it. Is it the back, the legs, the shoulders? Good work. Rising spine back up. Second side, looking over to the left. Both arms make their way. Good. Rising back up. Let each foot come out of the fabric again, back to the knees. Bunching the fabric in front of you, we're warming up the body just a little bit. So when we push the arms into the fabric, your spine rounds backwards and you try to lift your legs up. Good. When we take the opposite side, we take the fabric to the heart, gaze up. It's like we're trying to arch the heart forward. Good. So exhale, push back, lift the legs. Inhale, forward arch. Exhale. Inhale. Another 3. 2. And 1. Beautiful. Spine back up tall. One of your hands becomes a stop sign. Press that stop sign into the middle of the fabric directly in front of your face. So it's trying to hold the middle spot. The opposite foot, you grab it and place it where your first hand is. Once you've got one foot onto the fabric in front of you, you get the other foot right next to the first. Not hard for the second foot to come up. And then once you have 2 feet pressing it directly in front of you, you start to lengthen the legs upward as much as you can. Really good hamstring stretch. It kind of holds you in like a little taco. If it's really intense, push the heels into the fabric. That makes it a bit easier. If you want it to go deeper, you're trying to relax through more and more muscle groups. Just let it fold you in. Either way, try to find that mental quality of just breathing into the stretch. Rather than being kind of the chaos of the storm, can we just be one slow cloud, one thought, just slowly traveling by, a nice fluffy cloud, like reminding our body this is good for it. Thanking our body for all that it's done for us to carry us through these many years that we've had on the earth. Long, deep breaths. You can stay here a bit longer if this is hitting the spot for you, or you can head into a hip opener. The bottoms of feet rotate to touch, the knees travel open, and you choose how deep the heels slide into the pelvis. Sometimes I'll rest the back of the head back. Sometimes I'll try to lean forward, resting the forehead forward. That's up to you, whatever feels helpful for the hips. I'm going to take about 3 more conscious breaths here. Whenever your third breath finishes, we're going to face back forward. So both feet are pointing to the mirror side, sliding up the end. Our hips are off center, so just kind of shift left and right until we're facing back forward. Good. So here we're heading to vampire pose. Those that are familiar with vampire, go ahead and head into it. Those that this is your first time, probably watch me first, and then I'll guide you into it again where you go into it, and I'll even be on the outside if anybody needs help. So the idea is we're taking fabric behind the back of the neck, but we don't want too much because otherwise that makes it very uncomfortable in the neck. So we're trying to unroll it. Just take one thin layer to completely cover the shoulders. And then my elbows are like chicken wings out to the side. I'm trying to gather the fabric and push it down into my waist so it's not in my neck. Once I do that, I lay back. I need to get all the excess down to my feet. So I would step in, lift the hips up to extend the legs out. And then I've got that perfect layer covering my shoulders. So then the last steps are to head upside down. I grab the fabric. I make sure I'm still covered. Feet pike up. And I'm pressing from the inside. I press out. And then I slide up. So by pressing, I'm able to keep that leg strength helping me up. Okay, so if you're good getting into it now, one thin layer, chicken wing elbows, and then the elbows help to gather the excess, sliding it into the weight. So once you have that one thin layer, lay back.
Where are your hands?
Just holding on to that one bit.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's the game to try to get the excess all down to the feet. So the feet step in, lift up the hips, straighten the legs. Sometimes you have to do that 2 or 3 times to get all of it down. Then from there, you just grab the back ends. The feet pike up, pressing into the spot that's right above where your hands were.
Grab where? Sorry.
Just up.
Up.
Yep, up.
Back.
Yep. Try to straighten even more. Yeah. Okay. Look great. Look great. Each foot, one foot looks good. One foot back. Oh my God. Pressing, and then use that press to help you rise.
Oh, is where?
So you lift
Oh,
your
my feet rise.
What?
How do I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my God.
Keep pulling, lift your butt, lift your butt, lift your butt.
Oh my God.
Lift your butt, lift your butt, lift your butt. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yes, it's almost ready to come out. Yeah, so you did good about getting less, but maybe a little bit too much, too little. That looks great.
I lost my feet.
Yes, kind of feed your toes inside so it stays good. Right. More activation. So for many people, this one becomes a favorite because it's like all the tension in your shoulders is being massaged out by your own body weight. So, but it's the same rule as any inversion I give you. You don't have to stay as long as anybody else. If you're ready to come out, just lay back to Shavasana.
It hurts on the neck. That probably means we have a lot of stress in our neck. Huh?
It's either stress or maybe you have a little bit too much fabric right there still.
And how do we fix that?
So take your feet down.
Okay.
And just keep on using your feet to slide more fabric down.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're getting to that point, you're about ready to head out, you can either do the same floating child pose as before, or just lay in Shavasana for a little while your head gets, the blood pressure flips back around. Those that are still upside down, no rush. Maybe take just a couple more breaths, your last 2 or 3 good breaths, and then start to head out. Eventually, sooner or later, when you feel like your head is good, you flip back around, you feel awesome. Eventually, you'll help me know that you're doing pretty good by sitting up. So no rush to get there, but that just gives me a little check-in with how you're doing. Awesome. Looks like we're about there. So go ahead and grab the fabric, lift the legs up, and then use that little momentum to come right out. Beautiful. So we're going to circle the hands around the head once, twice, and then hold on. From here, we're going to try to curl ourselves into a flexed arm hang and hold our knees in a tiny little ball like this. You're trying to hold like this. If you can't do that, don't worry. Just try to do hops as you're building arm strength. No pressure. Okay, so use your breath. Don't stop breathing as you're in it. It's like an inhale prep. Exhale to come up. Try to just stay as long as you have the strength. It's not a competition. It's not compared to anybody else. And if you want to take 2 or 3 jumps at it, go ahead. That's okay. When you're ready to try again. Amazing. When you're done with this next one, go ahead and free your hands all the way out. Take the fabric out in front of you. Just kind of let the fingers loosen out. They're wiggling as we're leaning forward. Yeah. Watch out for neighbors, but if you want to sway a little bit to the right and a little bit to the left, you're welcome to. For me, that feels amazing on the back. Whoa. Or huge breath in and out. Slight bend to the knees, roll up. Our hands release for a moment. We grab the fabric like you would grab a cup on each side. What we're going to try to do is lift briefly into that curled in shape. So it's going to look like this. I come up and then I separate my feet so I end up with right leg in front. You're trying to go as softly lowering as you can. Good. When right foot's in front, come back to the grip that you had just a moment ago. Hands as wide as shoulders. Lean directly forward. Front leg is trying to stay straight. Bring both toes to the long left edge of mat. Lean to a half wide angle forward fold. Good. Toes turn back forward. The front knee bends a little bit. We take the left knee up, like a little balance, and tap back down. This time the front knee stays bent, our torso's up. Then I stretch for that left psoas. Beautiful. So we're preparing for second side. The legs stay for a moment as we readjust to the grip we had a moment ago, like a mug in each hand. When you're ready, hop up, tiny ball, left leg lands softly in front. Good. 2 straight legs, readjust the hands back down. Lean directly forward. Pyramid pose. The toes to the long right edge. Wide angle forward fold. Facing back forward. Front knee bends. We take our weight onto that left foot, float the right knee forward for a moment. Soft land back. The legs stay in that shape, torso rises up. Beautiful. And reset the grip. This time we come up and then softly land right underneath us. Good. Same grip as before. Fabric is then gonna slide into be a little belt right in front of us. So I like to come to tippy toes so it stays on my hips. We don't want it to end up in the guts. So we're active to push it down into the hips. Start to come forward to take the slack out of the fabric. And then as you start to bend forward, you're going to free out your thumbs, drop hands to the floor. Like 3 good steps backwards so that hips end up under plumb line. This is the down dog version. With the down dog, you can relieve some of the pressure on the hips by lifting hips almost off the fabric, if that's what's intense for you. If you can relax into that hip massage, maybe you come to a hip hang, lifting the toes up, even hugging around the shins. Like. Yeah, the fabric slid up to guts and all, take it back down. It's not comfortable if it's in the guts. Yeah, take it down to normal. That's okay too. Yeah. So I'll give you a little bit of time, though, so this is amazing. If this is one that's intense for you, whenever you're ready to come up, you'll just slide the fabric underneath your shoulders and just look back into it. You just have to take it behind you. Sometimes when we flip upside down, our brain gets like, I forget how to do things. I just take it behind you and lean back. So no rush. Whenever you get here, one of my favorite things to do, take my hands behind my head. I bend my right knee, leaning to the right. Trying to take my right elbow to that knee. And then eventually straighten that leg. Same thing to the left. Good. We weren't upside down quite as long with that one. So, but we'll give ourselves just another little breath, another pose of recovery. So keeping the fabric under your shoulder blades, start to walk the feet forward. Once you get with the hips under plumb line, then relax the core. So it's kind of natural for the hips to start off lifted, but then just drop them. So the weight of the spine gets to be pulled this way now. We're going to start to straighten the legs, circle the knees out, rock forward, in as you rock back. Nice and loose for the hips. 3, 2, 1. Good. And we'll start to walk our feet backwards until we're standing up on our own. Dive out of the fabric, fabric's out of the home. Beautiful. So adding on to what we've been practicing with those little pulls up into the tiny ball, we're gonna lock our arms in. So fabric, you kind of hug the fabric, roll around once, twice, let it fall into the hands. Note for this one, if you go high for the grip, you're going to have to pull yourself all the way up to there. If you slide down, you don't have to go quite so much. So it's almost like you're already in that flexed position. So what this will look like is windmills. We're windmilling the right knee and then the left knee, landing to point to this direction. The other one will be opposite, left and then right. Okay, so kind of point to this front left angle and then right, left. Good. Left, right. Let's do 2 more like that. Right, left. Left, right. One more. Good work. Wiggle your fingers for a moment. There'll be an option to increase the difficulty if you want to. If you don't want to, stay with the knees bent. Okay? The harder option is straight legs, just windmilling it over. Go ahead and go with me. Right, left. Good. Left, right. Trying for 2 more if you're doing okay. That's what I love about aerial. We're doing so much work, but it looks awesome. And so it's like, I can do this. So I'm gonna go one more bonus one. Right ahead. Keep breathing. Good job. Good. Take your hands out. Oh, good work. Let's slide our right foot directly into the fabric. We don't want to be too far behind plumb line, so kind of pop right up. Your head is like an inch behind. Good. The front leg is trying to straighten as much as it can. If that hamstring feels really tight today, maybe the option you choose is sliding down and just leaning forward. If you'd like to take more of a split, instead slide the hands up and sink your weight forward. Your choice. Good. Weight comes back over the center, bend this knee. We're going to try to rise up to stand directly inside. So grip up high. You try to not swing too much. So try to slowly rise up, minimizing swing. The left leg is behind the fabric first, and then you wind around this left pole. It's a tree pose. We have to take the left arm through for it to really feel stable. So left arm all the way to the shoulder. Once you're there, you could rest at that part. So you can either stay here, tree pose, or hand to big toe pose. Left first two fingers wind around that left big toe and try to extend that left leg out. Good work. It's okay. It's an attempt. Return. Unwind that left shoulder. Grab the hand. Good. Softly lower left foot back to floor. And as the leg extends forward, kind of wiggle through that foot for a moment to ease that massage, kind of massage that foot back out. Good. Here we're taking a twist. We're either grabbing left hand to right side or pushing left hand to the outside of right side. And the right arm opens up. Beautiful. And facing back forward, just on this left side, we're going to grab both hands on, start to turn our standing toes to the left. Left hand goes up, the right hand slides closer to foot. Then you're either staying here like a broad triangle pose or sinking more weight forward like a side splits. One more good inhale. Exhale. Facing back forward, grip one hand on each side. If this next thing doesn't feel like you have the grip strength for it, you can skip it just by stepping the foot to the floor. But what we're going to try to do is keep both legs straight, step both feet into the fabric for a moment, holding like 3 swings like a pike. After the third swing, right foot drops to floor. Good, so then this one's the splits. So either slide hands down and just keep the weight over the standing leg, or slide hands up and splits forward. Good. Put it back over the center, bend this knee. So we rise up, try to minimize swing. The right leg starts off behind, but then we wind it around this right pull. Right shoulder is the funky one that needs to go through. And then either stay in tree or hand to big toe, extending a right leg out. Coming back in, right hand grabs as soon as it can, shoulder comes back behind, softly lower back to floor. As we lengthen this left leg again, if you need to kind of circle that foot a couple of times, ease that pressure out. Then we take our twist. So right hand grabs left, or if your balance is there, push on the outside of that. Good. Step forward, go to the right, turn your toes to the right. Right hand goes up, the left hand goes closer to foot. And maybe sink more weight to mirror. Up, one hand on each side, face forward. So with this one, you'll bend the knee, grip up high. You're going to step both feet in. From this kind of squat position, you're going to use the leg strength to take you up to the arms, and then free the arms out. Try to slow motion to a negative pull up down. That's okay. Good work. That strength just comes little by little by little. So wiggle the fingers for a moment. One more arm strengthening pose of the day. Grab back on. If you want to do the double bind to grab, that's fine. We're planting the feet in front of us, leaning to like a tabletop position behind us. And then it's arm strength to pull up and drop back down. Exhale, inhale. You get to choose how many reps. Maybe you're the 5 to 10 range. Maybe you're the 15 to 20 range. It's up to you. That's okay. Don't go mad. Whenever you're done, you can free your hands up. Good. Let's take one more shoulder stretch to kind of wrap us up whenever you're done. If you're still pull-upping, that's okay. With this one, the front row, your front is actually going to be this middle front, just like I am. So this row, also the middle facing forward. So we're going to be kind of turning into one another. So you're grabbing the front of the fabric from where you are, wave it out.
Behind us?
Nope, this middle one. This right there, but you have to be on the other side of it.
Oh.
Yep, there you go. So wave it out. And then slide your elbows inside. Your elbows are at least shoulder height, if not slightly higher. From here, your right foot steps forward, your left foot backward. And then you're trying to get into a pec/shoulder stretch. So you might be leaning forward into it. You might be dropping down into the lunge to get into the shoulder stretch. It's just kind of adjust and play with it until you feel a nice amount of stretch. Beautiful. We'll take a little break before the second leg side. So feet come back in together. Elbows slide into the waist. Just roll the head out. So drop chin to chest. Roll the right ear over right shoulder. And roll left ear over left shoulder. Back to center. And up. Slide the elbows back up. And this time left foot forward, right foot back. Again, play with it until you feel the arm shoulder stretch. Good. Come back up with your feet together. So we're flipping our hands such that the thumb stays in and the fingers come out. We're staying enough in front of it that we're not having the whole thing bunched up already, but we're basically heading to Shavasana. Note, if you want your Shavasana to just be laying on the floor, that is an option. So if you're coming inside, you're taking about half the fabric in your hands, about 5 or 6 grips. Walk back under the plumb line, rise up to toes. Same as before, start to work it under your glutes as you slide inside. Head can be in, legs can be in. I'll get this front row of legs off. Got this last couple of minutes just to relax. This is a chance for our body to receive all the benefits of our practice today. Did quite a variety of things. But it's more of a passive thing. It's like the clouds. You don't make clouds happen. You just relax and just watch, enjoy the show. So just keep long, slow breaths for the next few minutes. The body is doing its thing, integrating all the benefits. And imagine as your breath gets longer and slower, the clouds are also getting slower. Or more space in between the clouds.
Bless you.
Just breathe the next couple of minutes. into deep inhales, exhales. Introduce little movements back to the body, fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Take a minute or so to slowly move. So maybe you're stretching the arms to the back wall, wiggling the shoulders left and right, like how we started class before. Sometimes people will take a fetal position. You keep the body long, but you roll onto one side, one hip on top of the other hip. And from there, you can curl into a tight ball and then arch the spine back, kind of like an exaggerated cat-cow motion, waking the spine back up. If you prefer other stretches, other movements instead, that's also fine. If you're doing that fetal position, usually I'll do 3 or so to one side and maybe flip around, do 3 or so to the other side, balancing out the spine. Sooner or later, when you feel back to presence, you're in your body, you're in this time, this place, we'll start to come back up to a comfortable seated position. Take hands together in front of heart. Reconnecting back to our intention, that idea of slowing the temperature of our mind down from boiling little by little, getting to that deep, deep meditative state eventually, closer to absolute zero, or perhaps the image of going from crazy stormy clouds all the way down to that nice fluffy cloud, just one at a time, slowly traversing the sky. So with this kind of meditative quality to lead us into this beautiful coming week, let's wrap up the time that we shared together with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. Om. May we be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.